Hi everybody, welcome to another episode with Montana Outdoor Science School. My name is Melanie. Today we are going to be working on our nature journal. If you haven't made a nature journal yet, it's really simple. You can take a few pieces of paper, fold them in half, and either staple them along the folded edge, or you can punch a few holes in it and tie it with string. You can also go out and buy your own nature journal. It's whatever you want to make it. Right now, we're going to be doing an activity that's related to changes in time. We're going to be choosing a particular object to be studying. We're going to make as many observations about that object as we can. We're going to use as many senses as we can, and we're going to draw and write our observations in our nature journal. This is a particularly good time of year to be working on this kind of activity. We have so many changes occurring right now since it is springtime. Make sure when you do choose an object, you're not picking any living objects. You don't want to hurt any living organisms. You also want to be able to watch this particular object or organism as it changes over time. So you don't want to be destroying or disturbing its life cycle that it goes through. I've decided to go on a walk to a pond in my neighborhood, and I've decided that I will be using this tree right here as my subject. I'm going to sit down, try to make as many observations about it as I can right now. I'm also going to try to create a drawing of it. This should take me about 10 to 20 minutes or so. So I've taken the time to draw out this tree, and I've also written some notes on the observations that I've made. Let me show you what I've seen specifically. I noticed that along the trunk of this tree, there are little white spots along it, and I noticed they are also on the branches as they move along. I also noted how the difference in color occurs between the ends of branches and also between the trunk itself. There seems to be a more paleness to the trunk rather than to the ends of branches. Furthermore, these buds that are sprouting along the stem all seem to be much darker in color, and they almost seem to have scales on them as if they are going to bloom like petals of a flower. So I thought that that was an interesting thing as well. I tried to guess how tall this tree was by standing next to it. I know that I am about 5'9", and so I guess that this tree was maybe just under 10 feet, just over 9 feet. And I also noted that there is a spot at the very bottom of this tree where it seems to have healed a scar right through here. So I added that into my notes as well. Once you've made your observations about your object, decide on a time to come back and view it again. For my tree, I'm thinking I'm going to come back in a couple weeks and see what changes occur. But first, I'm going to hypothesize the changes that occur. We all know a hypothesis is an educated guess, and some of the things that I am guessing are going to happen to this tree is these buds are obviously going to bloom, but I think there's going to be a change in the color at the ends of these branches. They're kind of a yellowish green right now. I think they're going to become more pale, just like this trunk is pale. I also think that the leaves aren't going to be very well developed when it does bloom. I think they're going to be pretty small still, and I theorize there may even be flowers on this tree before the actual leaves start to bud. We will see what my hypothesis reveals. A hypothesis is something that scientists always use as well in their observations or their experiments. What's beautiful about a hypothesis is it's okay if it ends up being wrong. You can always adjust it later once you've observed those changes or observed what the results actually were. If you like this activity, please remember to follow us on Facebook. You can also share what you've done with us on Facebook. We also have a YouTube channel with Montana Outdoor Science School. Be sure to follow us and subscribe to that channel. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope to see you next time.